The Rickey Smiley Morning Show, the most funny in the morning. It's the Rickey Smiley Morning Show.
Just another day that the Lord has made. Let us rejoice and be glad in it. God is good all the time. And all the time, God is good. Pastor Haynes, so happy to have you this morning.
Oh, man, so good to hear your voice. Ricky, how you doing?
Man, blessed and highly favored. Ladies and gentlemen, the
you
senior pastor of what we call the Wild Wild West, Friendship West Missionary Baptist Church, Dallas, Texas. And I know you got a good word this morning.
Oh, thank you so much, Ricky. Listen, I never will forget one time I took my daughter to the store and she was going to buy some things. And when we got to the checkout, she did not have enough money. I said, you don't have enough money. Ob said, yes, I do. I have what I saved up. Plus, I have what you promised me. And then she was able to get what she was looking forward to because she not only counted on what she had, she also counted on what her father had promised her. Y'all, it dawned on me as you move through this thing called life, always remember it's not just what you have, it's what your heavenly Father, it's what God Almighty has promised you. God has promised that weeping may endure for a night, but joy comes in the morning. God has promised to supply all of your needs according to his riches in glory. God has promised that no weapon formed against you shall prosper. So that's why when Jacqueline Card sings My Portion, she emphasizes the promises of God. And so instead of giving up based on your problem, look up to God's promise. And you'll discover that when you have God's promise and walk by faith in that promise will come to pass. God ain't never lied. And when God does not lie, it means that God will come through regardless of what you're going through. So my portion is cashing in on the promises of Almighty God, because the promises of God are yes and amen.
There it is, y'all, ladies and gentlemen, the senior pastor, Friendship West Missionary Baptist Church, Dallas, Texas, Pastor Frederick Douglass Haynes. Pastor Haynes, let everybody know how you can be reached.
Hey, thank you, Rickey Smiley. You can follow me on social media. I'm on Twitter and Instagram at FH Unscripted. You can also check out my sermons on my YouTube channel, Frederick Haynes.
All right, let's do it. Love you, Pastor Haynes.
Love you, Ricky. Have a great one, bro.
You too. Let's go.
News headlines.
Entertainment. Sports. It's the front page on the Rickey Smiley Morning Show.
Indeed. 11 minutes after the top of the hour, front page is about to go down. Maria Moore, what is happening?
Good morning, Rock T. Good morning, RSMS family. Here's your Wednesday morning news. Now, we have more information on the 4 U.S. citizens who were kidnapped by gunmen in northeastern Mexico on Friday. Sadly, 2 of them were killed. Victims Saeed Woodard and Zindel Brown were found dead at a wooded house in or near the Mexican border city of Matamoros. The surviving travelers who returned to the U.S. on Tuesday are Latavia Washington McGee, who had no injuries, and Eric Williams, who was wounded. Now, the FBI confirmed on Tuesday that Williams and Washington McGee had been transported to a hospital in the U.S. You may remember the whole tragedy unfolded on Friday when the group was kidnapped by a Mexican cartel in a case of mistaken identity. However, the 4 friends were traveling to Mexico for cosmetic surgery, according to their relatives in the U.S. The FBI released a statement saying, "We will work with international partners and other law enforcement agencies to hold those responsible for this horrific and violent attack accountable for their crimes." In other news, during the pandemic, some 25.9% of parents lied about their kids' COVID test results to prevent their kids from having to miss school or other activities, a new study has found. The survey was published in the JAMA Network Open. Now, 580 U.S. parents responded to the national online survey in December 2021. More than a quarter reported misrepresentation and or non-adherence in at least one of 7 behaviors. Lastly, the cost of renting an apartment is easing after skyrocketing in recent years. The U.S. median rent rose a modest 2.4% in January from a year earlier to $1,942, the lowest annual increase since June 2021, according to data from Rent, which tracks listings for apartments and rental houses. I'm Maria Moore, and that's a quick look at news. For more of these stories and other headlines, visit RickeySmileyMorningShow.com. Rock T, what you got in sports?
Man, Maria, heavy rumors out there circulating around the internet about Tom Brady, another possible comeback to the NFL. Tom shut down this quick stuff on social media. Anyone who thinks I have time to come back to the NFL has never adopted a 2-month-old kitten for his daughter. So that's his way of saying, man, I'm good. I'm good for now. Listen, former NBA players J.J. Redick and Kendrick Perkins got heated on ESPN's First Take when they were discussing the NBA MVP race. J.J. Redick, who's white, was bothered that Kendrick Perkins, who's black, implied that white NBA reporters have a bias toward white players when it comes to voting.
Stephen, I mean no offense to you, and I mean no offense to First Take, because I think this show is extremely valuable. It is an honor to be on this desk every day. It really is. But what we've just witnessed is the problem with this show, where we create narratives that do not exist in reality. The implication, what you are implying, that the white voters that vote on NBA are racist, that they favor white people. You just said that. Yes, you did. Yes, you did. Yes, you did. That is exactly what you implied, Kendrick Perkins. That is exactly what you implied. Secondly, hold on.
I did not call. I stated the facts. And you're not about to sit up.
We all know what you implied the other day. We all know what you implied just now. Hold on.
I stated it's the facts. It's the facts. It's the facts.
Okay.
All right, so I got some thoughts on this, man, but I ain't got time to go into it, so stay tuned. We're going to get into this later on in the show. Follow my Instagram at RockTHolla. We'll go live and discuss it there as well. Gary with the T, what's up there, big dog?
All right, y'all. It's being reported that Amy Robach and T.J. Holmes are definitely eyeing their television comeback on the Rachel Ray Show's time slot, y'all, after the chef calls it quits. Now they're saying, quote, the first of the dominoes have fallen, and insiders split the beans, y'all, to Radar Online. Now Amy and TJ will be talking to the distributors, y'all, behind Rachel Ray and pitching themselves, y'all, they're saying. Now they viewed this as the first of their chances to make it back onto television screens and not on ABC. Moreover, they're saying that Robach and Holmes are priming themselves to return with a bang on the television after their scandalous ABC act. The Lovebirds, y'all, aren't done with television and remain confident another network or cable channel will see the value in their undeniable chemistry, with a source snitched, y'all, to the outlet that some of the best television double acts, y'all, have been lovers. And if they would have come back, y'all, I don't think I would watch that show, because I just, that T.J. Holmes, honey, and what he did to his poor wife, honey, I just felt so bad for him. And then with Miss Robach cheating on her husband, too, I don't know if I would watch that show, because it just don't seem like it would be real, honey. And it would just seem like, to me, that they trying to prove a point that, you see, we could still cheat, and we're together, and we're in love, and all that other mess, child. So I don't know.
Gary, that's the main reason why people keep watching the show.
Well, that's why they at home right now, too. They ain't watching it. But I don't think so. But I mean, kudos out to them, honey. Hopefully that, they get them a new TV show, honey, and let the world know that, cheaters could still fall in love and stay together.
Love conquers all.
Man.
Yeah, I guess
it's like they're making a mockery of their previous marriages.
Exactly. Yeah. Exactly.
Yeah.
Hell, I just don't like that. So, girl, honey, I wouldn't be watching. But anyway, good luck to them. All right, the color of the day, honey, is one of my favorite colors. My color of the day is Valencia. On the high end, you say Valencia, and on the low end, you say beautiful orange. That's your color for today. Brad, what you got coming up in the hot spot?
Coming up next in the hot spot, does Chris Rock care about what people have to say about him? I'm going to tell you what he said up next. It's the Rickey Smiley Morning Show. The hot spot.
Drop it like it's hot. Drop it like it's hot.
So hot and
that's hot.
You can catch me at the hot spot.
It's the BR18.
All right, y'all, Rickey Smiley Morning Show, 29 before the top of the hour. Time for the hot spot. What up, Brat?
What up, Ricky? Good morning, everybody. I'm your girl, Brat Tat Tat, and this is the hot spot where we bring you music, movies, and more. So let's get off into it. Well, y'all, sources claim that Chris Rock does not give a damn about harsh opinions on his latest Netflix special, Chris Rock's Selective Outrage. He finally addressed the infamous Will Smith slap during the special, and a source said he said what he needed to say and doesn't give a care about the reaction either way. He ain't worried about it, they said. The source also added that people have been waiting for him to react for a year. So for the most part, they said they think it was well received. People don't expect sugarcoating from Chris Rock. Now, here we go. Michael Jackson's nephew, Taj Jackson. Is this the same one that had something to say about Janet?
Probably.
Where he came from? Anyway, he was one of the people that had harsh criticism about Rock. But who really cares? But anyway, he threw a jab at the pop icon, saying that after seeing the new clip from attacking my dead uncle in the first few minutes of his retaliation, I'm still relevant, special, I have 3 things to say. What did my family ever do to warrant these decades of harassment and your constant bullying? I don't even want to finish this because he had something to say about his auntie. I guess Chris Rock said something about Michael Jackson in one of his specials called Retaliation. I'm Still Relevant special. Or something like that. He must have said something about Michael Jackson. So I guess now Taj Jackson is defending Michael Jackson, but he was just not too long ago saying something bad about Janet Jackson. So we're going to disregard the last part of that story because we don't want to give him no light or no shine because he don't matter no way. Meanwhile, y'all, Page Six has reported that although Will Smith had publicly apologized, he still has not personally, y'all, apologized to Chris. So a source said Will did call Chris last year after the Oscars, but Chris didn't pick up and they haven't spoken since. Now, the source continued that Chris was open for a call until Will made his public apologies and then all those red table talk discussions. So, what y'all think about that?
What you think, Rock?
Yeah, man, I was wondering, because Will had to reach out to Chris. That's been the big question the whole time. Like, has he reached out to him, but Chris just chose not to talk to him? Right. That's what I was kind of assuming the whole time. So you just helped clear that up, Brad.
Yeah, well, source revealed that Chris is ready to move on.
I'll forgive and keep it moving, but I ain't got time to be sitting down talking to you about all your stuff and or whatever. I don't know.
I mean, I would probably try to find you if I did something like that to you.
Jeff right here.
I literally agree with what Brad just said. Like, it's not even about a conversation.
Right.
If I did that to you, I'm going to find you.
I need to find you.
I'm going to find you man to man,
Yep.
look in your face and be like, dog, my bad.
So sorry.
Right.
Yeah.
And that's it. We ain't got to be friends. We ain't got to go out to eat. We ain't got to do all that. But I'm just confused, man, how you don't find it necessary to sit in that man's face, look him in the eye and be like, dog, I was wrong.
Yeah.
And that's it.
Hunt him down.
That's it.
And that's it.
That's what I'm saying.
It ain't got to be nothing else.
And try again next year. If he don't talk to you next year, hey, bro.
Because we called one time and he didn't pick up.
Yeah, that ain't
Yeah, that's BS.
Yeah.
I agree with that.
All right, y'all, we're going to wrap up the hot spot on that note because we all agree that is BS. But coming up next, we got Rock T's HBCU. You know who we repping today, Rock T?
We're going to holler at Clark Atlanta University pimping.
Hey, Brad.
Yeah?
Man, I'm so proud of you. Congratulations on your partnership with Johnsonville. Congratulations.
I can't stand you.
Now you know.
And if you don't know, now you know.
HBCU, yeah, baby. What's up, man? Rock Teasy for Sheezy up in the house. Y'all know what time it is. You know, I get excited about this, man. We shouting out and we highlighting and showcasing some of our heroes and sheroes that attended our phenomenal historically black colleges and universities. HBCU. No, let's get it, man. We going down to Clark Atlanta University. Oh, in the heart of Georgia. Did I say the home of them Panthers? The home of the mighty marching Panther band? Shout out to the Essence Dance team and the CAU drum line. Oh, I can't forget the Silver Breeze Flag Corps. Come on now, let's get it. This person majored in theater arts. Graduate of the 1997 class of Clark Atlanta University. Who am I talking about? Oh, they became one of the biggest stars in Japan. He was a child spokesman for Burger King. Started his own music label. He was nominated for several acting awards. Best known for playing the character in the 80s TV sitcom Webster. Oh, y'all know who I'm talking about. Emmanuel Lewis, a.k.a. Little Big Man, baby. Oh, by the way, he's said to have a black belt in karate and a martial arts expert. If you didn't know, now you know. If you want me to highlight your favorite HBCU, hit me up on my social media platforms at Rock T Holla. Let's get it.
HBCU, no. All right, Rickey Smiley Morning Show, 8:10 before the top of the hour. Maria, good morning.
Good morning, Ricky. So I'm not sure we want to encourage older people to hit on more young people, but here we go. Tinder just added a new dating dictionary to teach older singles the term that young singles are using. They did it after a poll that found 62% of people 18 to 25 feel like they speak a different language than their parents when it comes to dating. So to be fair, a lot of people in their 30s and older may not know some of these. Here we go. Situationship. Do you know what that means, Ricky?
Oh, yeah. If y'all sleeping together and y'all kicking it.
All right, Ricky, come on.
All of it.
Yes, all right.
I don't mess with no young chicks, but yeah.
Okay.
I know what it means.
But you just know what it means. All right. A date interview. Do you know what that is?
No, I don't. Now, you got me on that one.
That's a date that
What is
feels
a
more
job?
like a job interview.
Right.
Yeah.
A date interview?
Yeah, a date interview.
Okay,
How
so
about this?
will you do that on the internet before you meet up and go out on a date, or you interview them during the date?
No, I think that it kind of feels like, where did you work? Where's your family from? It just feels more formal than it does, like a casual, regular
vis-a-vis
relationship.
almost any conversation with a woman.
Right. Right.
All right. Text relationship. When you text all the time, but you rarely meet up in person. A lot of folks know about that, especially young people. We talked about that on the morning show. Anything that's a turn off. How about this one, Ricky? Cushioning. Do you know what cushioning means?
Cushioning? No.
I'm sure you could guess. But it means keeping people in your back pocket just in case a person you're dating doesn't work out. But you've never done that before, right, Ricky?
Oh, definitely.
You have?
Okay. You
Okay.
better have you some other friend. These women, they be so damn flaky or whatever. And then, hey, plan B.
Gotta have a depth chart.
Right. Right, like
All
a
right,
coach.
how about this? Yeah. Kitten fishing.
Kitten
We've heard
fishing.
of catfishing. What do you think kitten fishing is?
When you play a trick on a baby, I don't know.
So it's not catfishing where you pretend to be someone else. It's a scaled back version where you tweak or embellish just a few things about yourself. So maybe you show your picture, but you lie about where you work at or how much money you're making.
Oh, yeah. You don't show that your leg's short. But all
Right.
your pictures from the waist up.
Right.
Yeah.
I got catfish like that one time.
Oh, the neck up.
Oh, did you, Ricky?
Yeah. Yeah.
Here's another one, Ricky. ONS. You know what ONS stands for?
What?
One night stand.
Oh. I didn't know that. But I never
Everybody
hear
got
young
quiet.
people say stuff like that. I'm around,
Yeah.
my kids are younger. I never hear them say nothing. Okay.
All right. And this is the last one. Sneaky link.
Yeah.
Now, I've heard that. But what does it mean, though?
Two people who hook up a lot but keep it a secret.
Oh, sneaky link.
Yeah, a little sneaky link.
Oh, it's smart.
It's
Why
called
you
what?
smiling?
It's called smart. Gary, have you heard of sneaky link?
Oh, we talk about it all the time. Hell, on Dish Nation, everything is a sneaky link.
Sound like a smoky link.
Right. That's pretty good.
Yeah.
That'll keep your conversations updated where you won't be sounding old. Sit up there on a date with a young shit talking about, I didn't cook some greens.
For her birthday, she wanted me to buy her a $2,700 Louis Vuitton purse. I said, really? You need to go find a purse equivalent to the amount of money you're going to have in the purse. What you need is a $38 purse. What you need is a Larry Vuitton. Okay, maybe a bag. You know what you could get, baby? I got you. How about an assistant coach?
My man Chris Spencer, the mayor, that's a black mayor of Hollywood, okay?
Come on now. Everybody's connected to Chris Spencer.
Yes, sir. We get to arguing he said, you call me every spring. You call Rickey Smiley, you call me every spring. He be cussing me out, man. All right, Gary, what you got coming up next?
Hold it. He's half man, half woman. It's Gary. I want to hip you to the T. It's Gary, baby.
Gary has the tea and the color of the day. What up, Gary?
Good morning, Ricky. Good morning, America. Good morning to you. It's Wednesday, a beautiful, beautiful day in the neighborhood. And here's what's happening in the celebrity news, y'all. CEO, baby, Miss Deborah Lee, y'all. She has revealed in her memoir, y'all. She's telling it all, honey. And, people are very shocked about it. Well, some people are shocked about it. I don't know if Jeff's shocked about it or not, but people are shocked about it, honey. That, she let it be known, y'all, that she had an affair with BET founder, Mr. Bob Johnson, while they both were married, Ricky, which was very sad. Now, during the interview, y'all, she did with Good Morning America, Miss Lee revealed, y'all, that she started a romantic relationship with Mr. Johnson while climbing the ranks at the network. Now, she revealed, y'all, that things were good until she wanted out of the relationship. Now, she explained, quote, I worked for Bob Johnson for 10 years before we had a personal romantic relationship, and he was a mentor, and he's responsible for a lot of my success. She also continued that the downfall of a relationship like that is if you want to get out of it. She said, it came, honey. She said, and I wanted to break up. She said, I saw it wasn't a long-term relationship, and my job and my career was held over my head. She said, it was like, well, if you want to break up with me, you can leave tomorrow. Then she also added that it was 20 years into her career at BET, so she said she would have lost everything, Rickey. She said everything would have just been gone had, she broke up with Mr. Johnson. And she also revealed that things became problematic when Johnson, as she didn't have anyone to turn to, as she had no role models at the time, and she was too ashamed, to bring the issues to family, afraid of potentially losing her income and not being able to secure work as a single mother of two. Ms. Lee endured and stayed with the company. Now, with the help of therapy, she said, and Bob Johnson's eventual departure, Ms. Lee went on to achieve much success with the network, becoming the remaining BET CEO for 13 years while living out her dream. And her memoir is titled, I Am Deborah Lee. And she also talked about Aretha Franklin and Oprah, how she told them no. When Aretha Franklin said, I need $500,000, she said, I need a watch. She said, I needed a whole full winter wardrobe. That's what Aretha said to her, she said. And Oprah told the little girl, I want to advertise my network on your network, BET. And she told Oprah no. So she talked about all of it, honey. And, I feel so
Wait a minute, Oprah wanted to do what?
All Oprah wanted to do was to advertise, buy some ads on BET to, advertise, to talk about her network on. And she said, no way, you don't do nothing like that. You're my competitor. She said, why would I do this with you? And, honey, she said, hi, her and Oprah, and, her and Aretha
People sleep on the boss that Deborah Lee was.
Yeah.
I mean, she started out as the legal counsel, so she's a trained lawyer. Right. So she was the legal counsel, then became COO, then became CEO. And so think about it. When BT went public, when they sold, they all made a lot of money. So when she talks about losing everything, it's not just a salary. You're talking about the money that was made when they went to Viacom. All of those people that were there then made millions of dollars. So when she talks about being held captive, it wasn't just no job. I mean, it literally is everything you have worked your entire career for.
I just want everybody to know that that's Jeff Johnson that perfectly articulated that. That's not Special K.
Hey, wait a minute.
That was definitely not Special K. Articulate. They kind of remind you of each other, but just want you to know that that's Jeff Johnson.
Was taking credit for it on Twitter.
But you know what, though, Jeff, which is very interesting. I mean, Ms. Lee would have lost everything, but I sure feel bad for Ms. Sheila Crump Johnson, who lost her husband because she was allegedly, she said that they were cheating together, too. Though.
Yeah, but Sheila Johnson became the richest black woman in America.
I know that, yeah.
And she is living an amazing life.
How'd she become rich? With the divorce?
She got half.
Yeah, the divorce. She got half of it.
How much money he had?
Billions.
Well, when he sold BT for $3 billion, she got 1.5.
Yeah, well, she still got 1.5. She should have got 2.
What's she at?
Chilling.
She she owns Salamander Resorts. She's like on the board of women's tennis, women's golf. She is amazing. Like, if you don't know who she is, you talk about an unbelievable.
I am amazing. Give me her number.
She's one of the great. She's an equestrian, honey. She and her family. She loves horses and she loves all those things that she has.
All of it. All of it.
So. But anyway, congratulations to Ms. Lee, though. I mean, I'm glad she's talking about it, because a lot of people speculated that it was going down, with she and Bob Johnson. Yeah. So, but anyway.
Damn, that's. Oh my God, I would love to have her on. We working on it. I wouldn't know what to ask. That's our former boss, Jeff. Was she always nice to you? She was always nice to me.
Always nice.
Yeah. Yeah. They get nervous when she walk in the room, though.
Well, I'm sure they
Brad,
did.
Did you ever get nervous when she walk in the room?
Absolutely. Everybody tensed up.
Yep.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, man. Oh, yeah.
Because she was nice, but she wasn't no joke.
Yeah, that's why we dealt with Steven most of the time.
Yep. Absolutely.
All right, and my quick final story, y'all. Everybody's raving Zaya Wade, y'all. She made the catwalk debut in Paris Fashion Week, honey. Zaya looks amazing. She looks just like her daddy. But they say, honey, she walked the runway, honey, during the Moo Moo on women's wear, honey. And I'm telling you, she looks amazing. She really looks amazing. She looks older than what she really is, though, honey. But she's only 13 years old. But they got her looking real good, honey. And like I said, she's looking just like Dwayne Wade.
Special K, did you see it?
I mean, she looks beautiful.
No, I didn't see. No.
Why are you so hesitant, man?
I thought crickets was coming out of his mouth.
He started singing the song. No, didn't. Oh, wait. Oh,
I gotta respond appropriately.
Kind of looks like she's holding a football right there.
Yeah, it looks like a football, but
God
it's a
is
big
good.
brown
That's
person.
all I can say.
Mew, honey. I love that designer, too. So congratulations to Zaya, honey. All right, the color today is one of my favorite color. My color today is Valencia. On the high end, you say Valencia, and on the low end, you say beautiful orange. That's your color for today.
All right, y'all give it up for Gary with the T. All right, y'all, Rickey Smiley Morning Show, 23 minutes after the hour. Got your wake-up calls. Get at me, 866-9-RICKEY. Let's go.
Wake up. It's time to get yourself together. Get the girls, they woke you up this morning, slid you in your house. Shoes up with be better. Wake up. Encourage each other and be productive. The Rickey Smiley Morning Show, wanna know what you calling from. So come on. Just wake up.
This is Taylor calling from Akron. I want to say wake up to all the nurses and all the single moms up there. Wake up, wake up, wake up.
What's going on? This is James from Grand Rapids, letting my kids and my wife to wake up, brush off anything first. But wake up, wake up, wake up.
This is Ariel calling to wake up all my families and friends in Savannah, Georgia. Wake up, wake up, wake up.
Good morning, good morning, good morning. This is Marquita calling from Columbia. I'm calling to wake up my beautiful daughter, Jordan. Happy 10th birthday, girl. Let's go to school. Wake up and let these haters know what's up.
Come on.
Miami, wake up. Seattle, wake up. And Detroit, wake up. Wake up, wake up, wake up. St. Louis, wake up. New Orleans, wake up. And Memphis, wake up. Wake up, wake up, wake up.
All right, this segment is being brought to you by...
Brought to you by Church's Chicken. There's so many reasons to get hooked on Church's 8-piece shrimp meal. It's dippable, crunchable, downright irresistible, and it starts at $5.99. The only catch, it's only here for a limited time. Church's Texas Chicken. Welcome to the great state of flavor.
You see how she ran that commercial, Gary?
What you trying to say?
See why they
made me want some chicken, though, for real.
You see how they took that commercial from you and gave it to Brett?
Yeah. No, we all switch up. Don't do that. Don't listen, Gary. You do a good job, Gary. Don't listen.
Hold on. Who did the church chicken commercial yesterday?
That was Gary.
Who did it yesterday?
That was Gary.
Who did it today?
Brad.
There you go. All right, y'all, 25.
Get on my nerves.
The way Gary says biscuits.
You can say all them damn. There's too many syllables. Too many damn.
They need to break it down, honey. Biscuits.
Gary throw too many S's in them bad boys.
You make it sound convincing, Gary,
Exactly.
and that's what the advertiser
Y'all
wants.
stop lying. If the Lord came back right now, y'all would go to hell for lying. All right, I forgot what we were doing next.
You see there?
Good morning. Just another day that the Lord has made. Let us rejoice.
Yeah.
And be glad in it. God is good.
Yes.
All the time.
All the time.
And all the time.
God is
Good.
Here's our church announcement this morning. Govern yourself.
Accordingly.
Govern yourself.
Accordingly.
The church's chicken commercial will be now read by, you know what, never mind.
Yeah.
Oh, don't read that one. Gary, I'm sorry.
Oh, you are?
Dear somebody bring Rock T back in the room. The associate pastor, Reverend Lemon. You know Reverend Lemon?
Yeah.
Is offering a $30 reward for information on who broke in his truck during Sunday school. They took 2 cartons of Newports, a bag of pork skins, 10-pack of Juicy Fruit gum, a Rick Ross mixtape CD, some handcuffs, a Phillip head screwdriver, some duct tape, and his autographed copy of T.D. Jake's new book. So anybody find out, we have a $30 reward. And we are so glad to see our head usher, Gloria Austin, back. You know her, Janie?
Yeah.
Glad to see her back at the church this morning. after having gout surgery last month.
Ooh.
The operation was successful, and now she's got an artificial foot with real toes. And the toes is ticklish. Which means she can feel it. Can you feel it? Can you feel it? Can you feel it?
Oh.
The homegoing celebration for Deacon Raleigh Walker. You know him, Janie.
Yeah.
It's Saturday at 11 o'clock a.m. He was 89. And Riley had 8 kids with 7 women.
Oh.
And it's a new one pregnant right now.
Oh, my God.
And Riley had survived 6 different cancers, 2 rounds of pneumonia, sickle cell, arthritis, and chronic forehead rashes. And he was good with all of that. That ain't what killed him.
What killed him?
And what took him out was he had got to fighting with his newest baby mama, other baby daddy, who was losing the fight and stabbed him in the head with a pencil, and he died from lead poisoning.
Oh!
It would definitely be a closed casket, Janie. So keep everybody in the Walker family lifted up in prayer. That concludes our church announcement. All right, Janie, I'll call you tomorrow. All right. Black Tony, what's up? Black Tony, can I say something before you get started? Can I say something?
Yeah.
Jeff Johnson got on the plane and came all the way to the DF Dub to be live in the show because he wanted to meet you. Jeff, let him know how disappointed you are.
Well, I mean, Black Tony, we coming out of Black History Month.
Yeah.
And the Women History Month.
Yeah.
And Harriet Tubman freed slaves so you could go to work.
So what's your point is?
And Jill Scott sings songs so that you could come to work. And my grandmother cleaned clothes, man, for white people, so you could go to work, man.
So
my daughter right now, man, is in school so that you could go to work.
Okay, that's
man,
good.
right now, it's a woman right now.
Preach, Jeff.
Just doing everything she can with what she don't have, man, so that you could go to work.
Preach.
And for you not to come to work.
Preach.
Every time work is just a slap in the face to every single person that ever went to work.
Really, hey, really, cuz? That what you gonna do right now?
That's what I'm doing right now. But if you got a problem with it, we can have a different conversation.
But you trying to put me on first grade? Oh, so hold on.
I'm putting you on first, front, second, third, fourth, fifth, back, forward street.
Go back to Harriet. Just break down the Harriet Tubman part.
No, he sound aggressive right now. Like you trying to put some hands up. Like what's up?
Both hands up.
Oh, that's not what you want, cuz. Hey,
listen, man. My hands is up saying, please, Black Tony.
Boy, let me tell
because
you,
God on the third day, man, he created what he did on the third day so you could come to work.
Please, on God, boy. On God. Shawty, let me tell you something, boy. Let me tell you something, boy. This ain't what you want, boy. Rick, you better get your boy. Hey, Rick.
Hey, Black Tony.
Get your boy.
Jeff came all the way to the studio. And what did you tell me on the phone what you was coming being in
Black Tony.
What happened, man? What happened?
Well, dude, Shawty, my real daddy showed up.
So, wait a minute, hold on. Say what?
My real
I'm here.
Not you ain't know my dad.
What's up here? Get out of bed.
Rickey Smiley Morning Show.
Rickey Smiley Morning Show.
Luther is back and better than
everybody.
Let's go.
Who rode in an ambulance car. Throw your hands up.
Hey.
If you rode in an ambulance car. Everybody.
Who rode in the ambulance car?
Everybody. Everybody.
Gary.
Yes, honey. This girl in an ambulance car, honey. Everybody. But have y'all rode in an ambulance car?
Yeah. Ooh.
Hold it! He's half man, half woman. It's Gary. I wanna hip you to the T. It's Gary, baby.
All right, y'all. Rickey Smiley Morning Show. Gary has the tea and the caboose of the day. 4 minutes after the hour. Gary.
Good morning, Ricky. Good morning to you. It's Wednesday, a beautiful, beautiful day in the neighborhood. And here's what's happening in celebrity news, y'all. Comedian Mike Epps, y'all, is under investigation after he was caught with a loaded gun, y'all, in his carry-on bag at Indianapolis International Airport. Now, according to TMZ, y'all, the legal docs obtained by TMZ police responded to a firearms investigation Sunday at the Indianapolis Airport, with cops being told TSA found the gun, y'all, while Mike was going through the checkpoint. Now, the doc said, y'all, that the comedian mentioned being in town for a show and forgot the piece was in his bag. Now, upon the investigation, police said they found a .38 special air weight with 4 rounds loaded, but none in the chamber. Now, the gun and the ammunition was all taken as evidence. Now, officials for the Indianapolis Airport Police told TMZ that Epps wasn't arrested, but the report was forwarded to the Marion County Prosecutor to determine if charges should be filed.
Yeah, I mean, he's traveling. He's just trying to be safe. It's a mistake. Mike Epps, as many years, over 30 years of being on the road with Mike Epps. He ain't into nothing like that. Now, he probably into protecting himself because it's crazy. You go do a comedy show, people try to rob you after the show, and you get all kind of weirdos backstage and on the side of the stage and all of that kind of stuff.
Well, isn't that his hometown?
Yeah. Yeah, you got to have one in your hometown.
Really?
That's where it's probably the most dangerous, where people are most familiar with you. You know what I'm saying? Just because they love you, at the same time, you got to pocket the people. They know your folks and they know how you move. You know, look at Young Dolph. He got killed in his hometown. I got shot in my hometown. You know what I'm saying? It happens in your hometown. You have to be safe.
And the press blows up stuff with celebrities. Do you know how many regular, law-abiding, gun-carrying folks forget they got their gun in their bag when they get to the airport?
Right.
It literally happens every single day. So he didn't get arrested because it's a legal gun. There was no even indication of wrongdoing. So
Right.
this is something that happens literally every day with law-abiding gun carriers. So it's barely a story.
He probably didn't get arrested because he was in his own hometown and he know everybody at the airport, and they probably just decided to let him go.
No.
Don't y'all hire
That ain't how it
security?
works. That's TSA.
The airport is the feds, bro.
Absolutely. That ain't got nothing to do with local.
Yeah.
That gun probably belonged to Chicken with that arm. Chicken Wing do security for Mike with the little arm. When the mama said, his arm don't go back like that when the police were trying to put the handcuff on Chicken Wing. And his mama said, his mama said, officer, his arm don't go back like that.
Moving on to another celebrity news, y'all. This week, y'all, it was revealed that Tyler Perry, y'all, was in talks to purchase BET. Now, they're saying Tyler has some stiff competition because Mr. Byron Allen is also interested in purchasing the network. Now, they're saying other parties are also said to have expressed an interest in the BET business. Now, another potential suitor is Byron Allen, who controls a number, y'all, of local television stations, as well as the Weather Channel and other assets via his entertainment studios firm. Now, Byron Allen is interested, y'all, in buying BET, and he will be pursuing the acquisition of the network, a rep for the mogul. So, isn't that nice? So, I look like they just buy it together. Could they not just buy it together, or is just two rich men on a,
How much they selling it for? Do you know?
They didn't say how much they were selling it for, but I mean, Ricky, you worked with BET, and you and Brad, y'all just talked about it. And Jeff, could y'all not collect y'all coins and try to go for the purchase of BET?
I mean, I put up $4,500. I put in a bid for $4,500. How much you put up, Jeff?
I got a Chevy Cavalier that's paid off, and a Cedar collection.
Brad, you want to go in with me and Jeff?
Yeah, sure. Let's go.
Y'all all got 5 on it, huh?
Yeah. I got 5 on it.
Literally $5.
Well, congratulations to both of them. May the best man win. And it's good that they're trying to bring BET back to the community, as they said. So we'll see how that all turns out. All right, and then my final story, y'all. Over the weekend, you remember when Tyrese Gibson, y'all know he alarmed the fans of gospel singer Kim Burrell, claiming that she was battling double pneumonia and facing Well, Miss Kim set the record straight. She did a video message stream live on Instagram. She insists, y'all, that she is alive and well, and she's on her way to Paris right now for work, and says that Tyrese, honey, cannot keep a secret, but he didn't mean any harm. So people are saying, why you told him, he couldn't keep a secret here, saying that, Tyrese is that type of person, asking people to send her money and what have you. But, Kim looks amazing. If she's working in Paris, she's definitely doing well, because I'm sure, when you go away, they're going to pay you a good purse. So let's continue to keep Kim Burrell lifted up in our prayers, y'all. And, she said right now she don't need no money. So there you have it.
Well, his heart was in the right place.
Yeah, it was in the right place, but he needs to hush. He talked too much. Hell, you don't be telling that woman business, trying to collect money on GoFundMe and stuff. Kim Burrell's a big-time gospel singer, and everybody loves her. So
yes, we do.
We do. Some people. All right, the color today.
How she was laughing, Brett, when she was making that video, when she was throwing that
The Lord told me to tell you you're ugly.
Yes, baby. Miss Burrell was telling me.
She ran him, did she, Gary?
She sure did. She talked about the queens and all.
What'd you say, Brett?
She said, the Lord told me to tell you you're ugly.
Brad, that need to be a ringtone. That need to be a ringtone.
The color today is Valencia. On the high end, you say Valencia, and on the low end, you say beautiful orange. That's your color for today.
All right, y'all give it up for Gary with the T.
Health, happiness, and hope. It's Wellness Wednesday on the Rickey Smiley Morning Show.
All right, y'all. Every Wednesday on the Rickey Smiley Morning Show is Wellness Wednesday. We got the one and only member of Alpha Phi Alpha Fraternity Incorporated. We got the one on the Dr. MJ Colley is back with a medical update from the medical community, and he's also going to answer your, your general questions. So hit us up at 866-9-RICKY, 866-9-RICKEY. Hey, Dr. Colley, say good morning to your frat brother, your LB, Jeff Johnson, up in here.
What up, brother?
Good morning, Jeff Johnson. Always brings enlightenment and perspective with his 3 things you need to know. It always gets my day started and enhances how I get through the political situation here in this good United States of America. So thank you, Jeff, for all you do for this community.
Brother, listen, my life is ever evolved because you consistently bring medical information that's digestible and useful. So listen, man, we are enriching each other's lives in the light.
Okay, y'all graduated.
Yeah, we got a little bromance going on right now.
Yeah. No, they graduated. They use big words so they smart.
I have a dream speech.
Yeah, all of them 4.0 grade point average.
4.2, actually.
Oh, wow. I didn't know you could do that. What you got, Dr. Colley?
Good morning, Rickey Smiley, Rock T, Special K, Gary with the T, the Brett, and Maria Moore. And once again, your in-house special studio guest, Mr. Jeff Johnson. Listen, Rickey, we're going to talk about the effects of stress in our school systems that's negatively affecting the health of both the teachers and the students, and also the people working in the school system. We're talking about the cafeteria workers, the janitors. Everybody involved in this situation are stressed out. A recent study showed that 60% of teachers are stressed and are considered leaving the profession or have already left due to that work stress. Teachers work longer hours than many other positions. Most of us think about a job from 9 to 5, but teachers, sometimes have to be in position as early as 6:30 a.m., and they don't finish until 6 or 7 p.m. if they're doing extracurricular activities with their students. So this leads to burnout and stress. Make no mistake about it, Rickey, this is not new. Teaching has always been stressful, but it's been exacerbated by other challenges such as COVID-19. Other contributing factors include lack of resources for the teachers, lack of support from the administrations, work-life balance issues. Teachers, basically, once you're teaching, you don't have time for your personal life. And then the political issues in the workplace now, they're dealing with, things like trans students and things that shouldn't be involved as far as their profession is concerned, but now they're having to deal with. Teachers don't have time to do planning like they used to because there's a shortage of substitute teachers and just full-time teachers that are in the school system. Students have more behavioral challenges, and teachers are not equipped to really handle this. So oftentimes, they're just trying to get through the day and keep their classrooms quiet versus being able to teach whatever their topics are. There's been a rise in concerns of personal safety due to increased violence. So if you're feeling stressed and you feel like your personal safety is at risk, that stresses you out on a daily basis. And what happens when these teachers get stressed? Their health deteriorates. Increased incidence of high blood pressure, diabetes, anxiety, depression, heart attacks, strokes. Our teachers are so stressed that their health is deteriorating. And then if they have to take time off to deal with a health issue, again, that increases the issue of the shortages. So let's keep our teachers healthy, give them the support that they need. State, Ricky, correction should be allowed in the school system because a lot of these students are just, getting out of control because they don't have any real correction at home, and the school is the only place they can do it. But the teachers don't get support from the parents and oftentimes from the administration when they're dealing with, with teacher behavior, with student behavior.
Right.
So that's where we are, Ricky.
And we're going to be talking about that later on today. I'm glad you brought that up. We're going to have a whole conversation talking to the teachers later on today this morning. Let's go to the phones. You're on with Dr. Collier. Good morning.
Good morning, Dr. Collier. I am 68 years old and have lost 17 pounds due to stress when I handled my sister's estate. I'm trying everything in the world to gain weight. All commercials about weight loss, how to lose weight. What do I need to do? I know it's patience, but I need to gain weight, and I'm not. How do I gain weight?
Okay, it takes 3,500 calories above your usual and customary baseline caloric intake to gain 1 pound. So, one, you got to decrease those factors that are stressing you out. Now that hopefully it sounds like you've completed the estate issues, and so now you need to do some self-care. You need to make sure that you're not just putting on the wrong kind of weight. You want to eat healthy. Increase your protein so that your protein intake is at least 30% of your caloric intake on a daily basis, and eat 3 to 5 meals per day, breakfast, lunch, and dinner, a meal in between breakfast and lunch, and a snack in between lunch. And that way your body, you won't necessarily feel hungry, but you'll be giving your body what it needs to build that up. And also, again, your mental health is very important. So meditate, pray. This is the time to recheck your spirituality, and it's about you right now. Get yourself together.
I'm sorry, Doctor. Ma'am, the lady that just called, all you got to do is watch My 600-Pound Life and just eat what they eat. What they be saying wrong?
I just can't stop eating.
Dr. Nazi doesn't want any more patients. So we want to gain, remember I said gain the right kind of weight.
Just lay there and fry them little wings in the bed. Yeah, flour that chicken up in that bed like this. I promise you're going to gain no doggone weight. You best believe it. You're on with Dr. Collier. Good morning.
Good morning. I am fairly young. I'm 37 years old, and I do a lot with my hands, and I've braided hair type now with my job, and I'm starting to get cramps in my hands, and I'm concerned about early onset of arthritis. Is there anything that I can do to prevent that?
Yes, a couple of things. One, you also want to make sure you're not dealing with carpal tunnel syndrome. So using your hands that much, it would be a good idea to get some hand braces, the kind that you slip on like gloves, but that are open at the fingertips, and the kind that have a metal spoon in it that raises the wrist at about 15 to 30 degree angle. That is the relaxed position of the wrist, but also supplements such as glucosamine and chondroitin. One of the name brands would be Osteo-Biflex, and an anti-inflammatory such as Motrin, Advil, or Aleve. So, this is a reality of what you're doing, particularly with the braiding. So you have to be very careful. All of my hairstylists and hairdressers have problems with their hands, neck, and back because of the postural issues and the ergonomics of doing that type of work.
All right, y'all, with Dr. Collier. Good morning.
About 2 years ago, my grandson was abused and had a traumatic brain injury. But a couple of weeks ago, he had a high fever and started having seizures. Could either one of those have caused the seizures, and will they return?
So there is a high incidence of seizures associated with elevated temperatures, high fevers, usually over 102, and so that can happen if they get a fever again. So it's very important that if they have any type of infectious disease, that they take Tylenol, Motrin, Advil or Aleve to keep that temperature down. But he needs a full neurological evaluation to make sure there's nothing else going on in the head, and that's probably going to ultimately include a CT scan or an MRI. So he needs to be seen by a neurologist to evaluate the nature of the seizures. Most people get a full neurological evaluation, and there's no real etiology found for the seizures, but that's a good thing. But you want to make sure that there's no bleeding in the brain, no subdural hematomas, and no masses or tumors in the head. These are the opinions of Dr. M.J. Collier, not those of Rickey Smiley, the Rickey Smiley Morning Show cast, his production crew, or even the illustrious Mr. Jeff Johnson. So listen to me on Facebook Live tonight, 6:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Go to Ask Dr. M.J., and we'll answer your healthcare questions.
There it is. Hey, Dr. Collier, appreciate you. Love you, man. It is just an absolute pleasure to have Jeff Johnson on with us. I get so excited when Jeff comes live, comes to the studio and broadcasts live, because you get to have all that knowledge, because Jeff Johnson, 3 things you need to know is just not enough.
Come on, dog.
But to have you sitting in here, sitting in the studio this morning, and Jeff, we was talking about old times, like.
Well, we're saying it's 9 years.
You've been on the morning show 9 years.
9 years.
Don't even seem like it's been
at all.
And for the listeners that don't know, how did you end up on the morning? We did an event together.
Yeah, I was already on Time Joyner. I was on BT, and you and I were doing the AT&T Black History Month tour. We were in Detroit. You were hosting. I was speaking. And I look over during the speech, and you on the side of the thing taking notes. I'm like, damn, what's this dude doing? So great presentation. The audience was incredible. Finished, went backstage. And they like, you got to go back out. Rickey calling you back out. And you call me back out. You put your arm around me. And we knew each other at the time, but we didn't have a real relationship at that time.
Right.
And you were just like, brother, I really appreciate what you do. I want to have you on the show. And of course, I'm like, okay, great. And that was that. Left the next morning, my phone starts going off. And people texting me like, yo, Rickey been talking about you for the last 3 minutes. And you were talking about being in Detroit. What my speech was like, the fact that you wanted somebody like that on the show. And then within 2 or 3 weeks, brother, I was on the show.
And been here ever since.
9 years.
And we actually met because we both was working for BET.
Yeah.
I mean, BET, shooting the commercial.
They had all the hosts of every show. So you,
Jackie
Kim
Reed
Whitley,
was there.
Jackie Reed,
Jesus, yes.
Roxy and Terrence, Tigger. I mean, literally everybody. Bruce,
Rachel.
No, light skin. They got the hips. She's real fine. Oh man, damn, I can't think of all of them was there.
Everybody was there.
And we was up in New York. We was in.
And you never want to tape a commercial with a bunch of comedians.
Oh no, because Bruce was there.
Take 376.
And yeah, we was all. If anybody find that video, can y'all tag us on Facebook? We was all walking down the hall.
It was a remake of the
Kill Bill. Yeah, and that was the first time I had met you.
Yeah.
And I kind of got my start on BET because I was the host of Comic View in 2000, and in 2004.
Because that's when that was. That was 04.
Right. So we was promoting the 2004 season of BET, and Bruce was the host, and I had moved on to another show. But that was a lot of fun.
And I was young, man. I didn't get on BET till October of 03.
Right.
So, and I didn't ever want to be on TV. I was the national youth director at the NAACP.
Wow.
And I was working for Russell Simmons, the Hip Hop Summit Action Network, and trying to get business. And somebody said I should meet with Stephen Hill.
Right.
And went to meet with Stephen, who I love to death. Like, Stephen's always just been really good to me. And he was like, yo, I want to put you on TV, but I don't know how. Right. So I want to put you on 106 or Rap City, but I'm not sure I can't do 106.
Right.
Like, because from the time the show starts to the time it's over, they're yelling.
Yeah.
And that's not me. And I said I can be for Tigger what Tavis has been for Tom Joyner. I can come in once a week, start talking about some stuff and bounce. And he was like, bet. We're going to start taping next week. You're going to be Tigger's cousin.
That's how he
call
is.
you cousin Jeff. Steven don't make stuff hard, man. I mean, that's why he's so great.
Every time I had a meeting at BET, if he was in another meeting and he knew that I was in the building, he would always come in and stick his head in the door and wave. And I was just so happy that he came to my birthday celebration in the Bahamas, like to get to hang out with your old boss, somebody that you just love and admire, and that gave you so many opportunities.
So many.
So we just shut out.
I went from doing commentary to him giving me my own show. I mean, I had the Cousin Jeff Chronicles,
right,
and then I had the Truth, and that was all. That was all Steven. I mean, I him all the time just for him seeing something in me that I didn't see in myself, and then making the opportunity. So many people block.
Yeah.
But Stephen opened the doors for a lot of folks, man, and I'm one of them.
And I'm one of them too, Jeff. Big shout out to Stephen Hill. We absolutely love you and appreciate the opportunity. We appreciate BET for the opportunity. Here we are on radio.
And it wasn't perfect.
No.
What is though?
But we'll take it, Kay.
No, it was. I wouldn't be where I am without BET.
Right.
So
Jeff, if anybody want to follow you, let them know we follow.
I'm on IG at Jeff's Nation, and these days, man, I just talk about my family. You know what I mean?
It's Rickey Smiley Morning Show. Dallas. Damn right. D-Up Dub.
Come on, down.
Let's go.
Yeah.
Stand up. Take me back, Jeff.
Man, listen. You could do everything with this.
Yeah.
I was just thinking about when we actually danced at the club.
Yeah.
Like for real, and you could dance to it. But you know what I love? Like for me, it was the whole Native Tongues piece.
Yeah.
And Tribe as part of Native Tongues was like the precursor to the Dungeon Family.
Right.
Like it was the same kind of vibe. And I just love Tribe. I mean, it was real hip hop, but it was danceable. You could be almost righteous on your pro-Africa piece, but you could also be like, yo, I'm trying to get with this girl over here too.
All of that.
So Tribe just gave you the ability to do that with this mix of hip-hop and jazz and funk.
Right.
It was awesome, man. I just loved it.
And what was that other group?
Digital Planets.
Yeah.
Digital Planets.
Yes, sir.
And
that was 93 too.
Yeah, and the group that sang Tennessee, they was jumping.
Oh, yeah.
I used to love
Arrested Development.
Yeah, Arrested Development.
Ooh, can we play that?
Huh?
Can we play? Oh, my goodness.
With Tennessee or every you got that one, Dave?
Every day.
Say what, Brett? What did it say, Brett?
Everyday people. We got to play that, dog.
Yeah.
The 90s was the best.
Yeah.
The 90s was the best. Brett, I did Def Comedy Jam 93, and that song reminded me of just a New York grind. You know, being from like Birmingham, Alabama, you get to go to a city like New York, and you seeing Joe Torre, you know, all the comedians, Yvette Wilson, and I met, you know, Bill Bellamy, and then, you know, Steve was there, Sid was there, and a lot of them, you know, Jeff, a lot of them comedians that passed away. Yeah, Bernie Mac was there.
Mm-hmm.
Like, oh, man, young
Did you
man.
get to meet Robin Harris?
Oh, come on.
Oh, I love
Legendary.
Come
oh
on.
my God.
Yeah, man, I'm talking about the 90s was like, so you got play it, drop it, Dave. So Special K, Brad, today we want to talk, hear from our teachers. Why, Maria, has there been such an increase of violence in our schools, and how do we help our children? I need y'all to call me right now. We're going to have a conversation about that. 866-9-RICKY, 866-9-RICKEY. Hit me up. Let's talk about it. Rickey Smiley Morning Show. All right, y'all, Rickey Smiley Morning Show. Ari Lennox, waste my time. All right, y'all, the time right now is 10 minutes after the hour, y'all. Now, on yesterday's show, we talked about kids using violence against teachers, school administrations, and staff. So a lot of y'all called to express your opinion about who's at fault. Today, we're asking school personnel, from the teachers to the custodians, bus drivers, lunch ladies, everybody working in the cafeteria, about what they are facing every day in the, you know, in the school hallways, classrooms, cafeteria, bus rides, et cetera, et cetera.
Now, according to a study done by the American Psychological Association, 1/3 of surveyed teachers reported they experienced at least one incident of verbal threats, cyberbullying, intimidation, sexual harassment, and 29% reported at least one altercation involving an angry parent. Now, 14% of all teachers said they were victims of physical violence from students.
Yeah, but what could some of the underlying causes be? Is it special needs school students not receiving services as promised, budget cuts, teacher shortages, pandemic burnout, or maybe some combination?
So y'all hit us up, 866-9-RICKY. As a parent, I believe that, and kind of like fill in the blank. As a parent, I believe that. Jeff, what are your thoughts?
I just don't know why we think that the schools are going to be void of what's happening in the streets around them. I mean, and these babies are stressed, they angry, they don't know who to fight but each other. They bring in street beef into the schools. They bring in the fact that they don't have food to eat up into the schools. They're bringing the fact that they are dealing with other kind of emotional issues. And I'm not saying that these are things teachers should have to find the solution for, But we act like these are things that shouldn't be happening in the school, when the reality is everything that's happening in the community around us says it's going to happen in the school. Because it's not happening in schools that are in certain suburbs. It's not happening in schools that are in non-urban areas the same way. So it's just a reflection of the community. And if we... I just think sometimes we try to separate it in a way to make it seem like, oh my God, this is so insane and unusual, and these kids, something wrong with them. No, They come from a community where this is what's happening.
Right.
Maria, Special K, what are your thoughts?
Would I be wrong to say that I think that 95% of the problem with the kids goes back to the parents? Because I think a lot of parents, if you don't have the time, the finances, and the emotional investment in your kids. I've raised 5 kids. Me and my wife raised 5 kids. And I think if you don't have the time, the emotional, the financial investment to properly put into these kids so that they don't become those kids at 13 and 14 years old, that's where a lot of the problem comes from, because you got to be able to afford to raise a kid. It's not just financial.
Maria.
Well, I have 2 children who are on the spectrum. They're special needs. They have autism. And I think that one story about the teenager that, tackled the teacher, and they saying he had some special needs. I think that there's issues in terms of resources for parents who have children with special needs. I remember when my son was very young, and he was taking all of the books off of the bookshelf in the after-school program, and the teachers there didn't know how to handle him, so they kicked him out of the program. And that was a huge struggle for me back then as a single mother. So I empathize with all of the parents out there who have children with special needs, but they don't have the teachers and the resources and the faculty and staff to help these kids, All
right, let's go to the phones. 866-9 Ricky, good morning.
Okay, I'm a teacher. I'm originally from Chi-Town. Right now, it's the parenting that we're not doing. We're taking so much power away from the teachers. And I come from the old school where the teachers used to discipline our kids, and that we looked up to our teachers with much respect. Now there's no respect. But me, myself, I'm old school. I teach the old school way, and I get much respect. My name is Pam Washington.
So my name is Jamie, and I'm a teacher in Louisiana, and I was actually assaulted by a student 4 years ago, and that contributed to the end of my career. Despite being a teacher that was telling the school we had problems that needed to be addressed, despite trying to connect with parents, I didn't get the support I needed. And so it's really not a one-person issue. Our school staff and our parents have got to get on one accord and start realizing that most of our teachers have the interests of our kids as a priority. And when we understand what the needs of our kids meant and put that accountability piece back in place and support educators, we can stop situations like this from happening. I was a teacher 13 years who was very passionate, and I'm no longer in the classroom. And until we get this in check, teachers are going to keep leaving because they don't feel safe.
That's tragic.
Wow. And you lose a good teacher like that. And, somebody was saying, talk about parents not being involved in the PTA meeting or whatever, trying to get parents to come out. Jeff, what are your thoughts on that?
I mean, I think that there are a lot of parents who want to be there and can't, either because of the shift that they're working, or that they're working heavily. I think you talk about parent issues, and you got a spectrum of parents who have time, access, resources. There are parents who care who can't be there. There are parents who can be here who don't care. So I don't think there's a one size fits all as it relates to parents. But I do think that I don't see a ton of resources put into parent support. I know that there's a church that I belong to that had a parents advocacy team that supported parents that wanted to figure out how to be more involved in their kids' lives at school, even a parental power of attorney form. So like if Miss Jones couldn't go to the parent-teacher conference because she had to work at that time, Miss Smith would go for Miss Jones. So how are we having just basic support for parents who are interested but may not know exactly how to give more?
All right, we got time for one. Good morning.
Hi, I'm a teacher in Columbus, Georgia, and all of the facts are right. Special needs, they're not on medication, lack of funding, Title I schooling. A lot of it all goes down to parents that don't know how to parent. And the community involved, they bring it to school. The gang violence, the vapes, the drugs is prevalent in those schools, Title I schools that are funded. because of low-income children.
Wow. Wow. We'll be talking about it a lot more. So thank y'all for your phone calls, and this is a great conversation. Front page coming up next, Rickey Smiley Morning Show.
News headlines. Entertainment. Sports. It's the front page on the Rickey Smiley Morning Show.
All right, 25 minutes after the hour, Rickey Smiley Morning Show. Got your front page right here. Maria, good morning.
Good morning, Ricky. Good morning, RSMS family. Here's your Wednesday morning news. 2 Americans have returned to the U.S. from Mexico and are being treated at a hospital after an armed kidnapping left 2 of their friends dead. Victims Saeed Woodard and Zindell Brown were found dead at the scene, while Latavia Washington McGee had no injuries. The other surviving traveler, Eric Williams, was wounded. One person, only identified as a 24-year-old named Jose N., has been detained in connection with the 2 deaths. The FBI released a statement saying, "We will work with international partners and other law enforcement agencies to hold those responsible for this horrific environment accountable for their crimes." In other news, the Food and Drug Administration on Tuesday posted news of a second recall of eye drops in less than 2 months. Millions of Americans use eye drops for conditions such as dry eye, glaucoma, and itchiness caused by allergies or air pollution, and we're seeing a whole lot of pollen in the air now. Now, the latest recall of purely soothing 15% MSM drops is because of concerns that the product may not be sterile. Lastly, it's March 8th, which is International Women's Day. I want to send a huge shout out to all of the women on the Rickey Smiley Morning Show, Brad, Beyonce, Aloysius, Euro Bryson, our new EP, Melody McKinley, to show solidarity and celebrate this wonderful occasion. People are being asked to embrace themselves as a public show of their pledge to embrace equity, which is this year's International Women's Day theme. I'm Maria Moore, and that's a quick look at news. Embrace yourself. If you don't want to hug yourself with women, hug yourself with women. Gary's in here doing it.
Half hug yourself.
Yeah, how can you say nothing to him?
Half of yourself. Happy International
That's
Women's
right,
Day.
honey.
You celebrated too, right, Gary?
That's right, honey.
You always celebrating women. We love that. I'm Maria Moore, and that's a quick look at these stories and other headlines. Visit RickeySmileyMorningShow.com. Rock T, what's going on in sports?
Well, Baltimore Ravens, they placed a non-exclusive franchise tag on Lamar Jackson, free to test the free agent market. That's what the non-exclusive franchise tag means. He's free to test that free agent market to get out there to accept offers from other potential teams. But the Baltimore Ravens will have the right to match any offer that's received his way. Now, here's the deal. Is he going to get what he deserves? Is he going to get what what he thinks he's worth? So he's going to let the market determine that. By going out there on free agency, all these offers that he gets, whatever the top offer is, that's going to be pretty much what they think he's worth. He can accept that, or Baltimore Ravens going to be able to match it and say, all right, come on, we'll match that and maybe give you a little bit more. That's pretty much it.
And the biggest sticking point is the guaranteed money.
Absolutely. The guaranteed money.
And Baltimore ain't doing the guaranteed money.
Absolutely. Former NBA player J.J. Redick and Kendrick Perkins got heated on ESPN's First Take when they were discussing the NBA MVP race. J.J. Redick, who's a white dude, was bothered by Kendrick Perkins, who's black, implied that white NBA reporters have a bias toward white players when it comes to voting for the MVP.
Stephen, I mean you, and I mean no offense to First Take, because I think this show is extremely valuable. It is an honor to be on this desk every day. It really is. But what we've just witnessed is the problem with this show, where we create narratives that do not exist in reality. The implication, what you are implying, that the white voters that vote on NBA are racist, that they favor white people. You just said that. Yes, you did. Yes, you did. Yes, you did. That is exactly what you implied, Kendrick Perkins. That is exactly what you implied. Secondly, hold on.
I did not call. I stated the facts. And you're not about to sit up.
We all know what you implied the other day. We all know what you implied just now. Hold on.
I stated it's the facts. It's the facts. It's the facts.
Okay.
All right, so let me say this.
What's the fact? What?
Okay, so the last 2 MVPs have been won by Nikola Jokic.
I said, what's the fact? I didn't say what the Brad. You heard what I said, Nine?
You know what he's trying to say.
No, she's trying to get me caught up in a meeting after the morning show. Right. Don't do that. That ain't what I said. I said, what's the fact?
Who got the dump button? Where the dump button?
That ain't what I said. You know what I said. Man, go on. Whatever your name is.
Okay. It's Rock T, man. Just didn't know that.
Yeah, what happened?
So pretty much, man, Nikola Jokic, we on the last 2 MVPs. He's a white guy, okay?
Right.
The last time a white dude won an MVP was Dirk. He did it back in 2011, I believe.
Right.
Or 2007. And then Steve Nash did it in 2005, 2006.
Right.
Those have been the only ones since Larry Bird way back in the day.
Right.
So Kendrick Perkins is saying pretty much that every time there's a great white hope type player, Jeff, you was talking about this earlier, then the white voters want to try to vote and lean more towards that particular player.
Instead of basing it on the numbers.
Okay,
that
now,
makes sense.
On the course of history, the majority of the MVPs have been run by black men, black players, period.
Okay, I get it. Now I get the argument.
And
that makes sense.
Right. So now you got Luka Doncic over the Dallas Mavericks. Don't be surprised if he run a string of MVPs over the next few years, as he should probably get because he's one of the best players in the league.
Right.
There it is.
Okay, there it is. I appreciate that, Rock. Thank you for breaking that down.
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Drop it like it's hot. Drop it like it's hot.
So hot and that's hot. You can catch me at the hot spot. It's the BR18.
With your low down messy self, go and do your hot spot.
What you talking about?
You know what I'm talking about. You always
You
trying
want
to throw
cuss me out
somebody
too? Well, you want to cuss me out too?
up under the bus. You know what I said.
Good
Go
morning,
on.
everybody. Good morning. I'm your girl, Brad Tat Tat, y'all. This is the hot spot where we bring you music, movies, and more. So let's get off into it. Well, y'all, looks like Married to Medicine cast is getting a major shakeup. According to reports, cast members Dr. Contessa Metcalf and Anaya Sanja are getting the boot, y'all. The ladies have allegedly been replaced with Real Housewives of Atlanta alum Phaedra Parks. And the news first reported on Carlos King's Reality with the King podcast, and it quickly spread like wildfire. Now, fans are reacting to the news because many are excited to see Phaedra Parks back on their TV screens, while others are sad to see Dr. Contessa Metcalf go. And one user wrote, Contessa is married to medicine professionally and actually. How you gonna ask her before Quad when Contessa's marriage has been the topic of the last 2 seasons or so? Make it make sense. She ain't that boring. And another user said Phaedra coming to save the show. Somebody else had a different opinion on Phaedra joining the cast, and they said another actual doctor and doctor's wife have been canned. Meanwhile, we still have to look at Quad, and I don't believe Phaedra's story about dating no doctor either. You'll probably never see him on the show. So what y'all think about Phaedra being on the new Married to Medicine?
I don't know. I like Phaedra, and I love Dr. Contessa and Annette. I mean, they both are, well, Dr. Contessa is definitely a doctor, and her husband, Dr. Scott, is a doctor.
Right.
Now, Phaedra is saying she's dating a doctor, and right? That's what they're saying.
Yeah,
She's dating a doctor and stuff. I don't know, because I watched the show, but we're going to see how they turn on. We're going to call Dr. Heavily and see.
If she do that, she won't ever get a chance to be back on the Housewives, or was she planning on ever coming back to the house? Because sometimes they'll go back and get former housewives.
I don't know if Andy invited her back.
And Phaedra and Candy, they had their little situation, so that's probably why she's not back on the show.
Oh.
Because that big situation happened with Phaedra, Candy, and Portia. So
yeah, and it was a bunch of lies and stuff
Lies, Ricky, using lies as alibis.
Gary, do you ever watch Below Deck?
I sure do, honey. Every day I can.
That's a great show.
Wonderful.
I want to do Gary watch Below Deck.
Yes.
I'll be asking why all these boats on here.
Yes, honey. I need to watch that right now.
Ships.
Yes, honey. You know anybody that's below deck?